Very good evening and a very happy new year to all our viewers. I'm Preeti Chaudhary and our focus story in this bulletin at 4:30 p.m. The Modi government has kicked off the new year by cracking down on websites carrying anti-India views and spreading propaganda of the Islamic State. But the blocking of 32 full websites and not just specific content has created a major online storm. Reacting to an alert from the anti-terror squad of a state police department, the Department of Telecom blocked access to 32 websites in the country on December 16th under Section 69 of the Information and Technology Act, but emerged only on the last day of the year. Popular sites like GitHub, archive.org, Amgor, Vimeo, Dailymotion, Pastebin, SourceForge found themselves blocked by the government order. Massive outrage on Twitter saw the government move to quickly explain the stealthy crackdown. Reacting to the outrage, Arvind Gupta, national head of the BJP IT cell, took to Twitter to say the sites have been blocked after an alert from an anti-terrorism squad that most of them were carrying anti-India content from the Islamic State. He also indicates that the process of unblocking was underway, but the damage has already been done. Apart from raging debate over the internet censorship and anti-terror imperative, there are big questions that the government faces over the blocking. The most uncomfortable one will be whether the crackdown demonstrates a lack of understanding of the viral nature of the internet. The recent arrest of Bangalore, with the latest reports of terror groups using social media to attract young minds to jihad ideology. I want to cut across at this point of time. My colleagues Shiv, Arur and Jugal join me on the story. Jugal, can you get us up to speed with the very latest? Has the government unblocked these websites now?
Well, Preeti, extremely interesting. The government is not speaking whatsoever on the subject. The person who is speaking is a member of the ruling party's IT cell, Arvind Gupta. According to the tweets that he's put out, and he just recounted it for our viewers, this process of unblocking has begun. However, it's extremely baffling as to just why has the government in the first place not informed people about the merits about why it has blocked entire sites and not web pages. The process followed behind evaluating which site has to be blocked for what. A site like archive.org, which is essentially the repository of all the archival material, too has been completely taken down. And third is that on what grounds and when the government actually intends on deblocking these sites. So it's a completely opaque move for now. And as I said, the government till date, despite this furor of sorts, this virtual furor, the government has not deemed it fit to make even an official release explaining its action.
You know, Jugal, stay with me. Let me bring in Shiv. You know, Shiv, what seems to be extremely worrying at this point of time is that the government has absolutely no clue on what is the online virtual space by this action.
They've demonstrated clumsiness. They've demonstrated, a draconian sort of aspect, and a government that people thought understood social media, understood the nature of virality, the Streisand effect, which is you can never really delete or block anything on the internet. People who thought that the Modi government, which at least understood all of that stuff better than the last government, which also blocked websites, has been shattered by this new move because the excuse of advice about anti-terror and anti-terror impulse, trying to crack down on jihadi material on websites and then going ahead and blocking those websites is a flimsy excuse. It shows a complete lack of understanding, like you rightly pointed out, Preeti, even under the existing laws, which are themselves draconian, Section 66A and Section 69A of the Information Technology Act. And therefore the government has, very sheepishly started unblocking these websites. Arvind Gupta of the BJP cell, a person who understands this stuff better than most people in this country, I can tell you that, has had to go on to Twitter and defend what is virtually the indefensible. But that's his, that's the pressure on him because he's, he belongs to the BJP. But at the end of the day, experts and everyone, and as Jugal pointed out, believe that by doing this stealthily, by not informing those who are being blocked, by not taking all stakeholders and agencies on board before even attempting to do something as ill-informed as this, the government has basically shot itself in the foot.
Do stay with me, gentlemen. We are joined right now by Pavan Duggal, cyber expert. He's on the phone line with me. Pavan, just take us through this absurd way of the way the government's conducted itself, completely at sea, where the understanding of social media is concerned.
That's absolutely correct, because if you understand intrinsically social media or even the internet, you will quickly realize that it's almost well nigh impossible to go ahead and block any website. You could try to block a website within national territorial boundaries. But even then, that's a very, very ineffectual mechanism, because using proxy servers and so many indirect tools, you could go ahead and access the blocked websites. So I think blocking is a failed experiment from the word go. But our continued insistence on blocking as a tool for governance itself throws, and obviously there's merit in the argument that blocking itself could be seen to be a tool for online suppression or censorship of online rights.
And one would have expected a little better from the Modi government, because we've seen the Prime Minister himself and many of his ministers take to social media to project their views. Absolutely.
I think the expectation was that the digital medium and the ecosystem would be understood in its right perspective. But the way this particular episode has gone through has shown problems and challenges that Indian nation has to face too. Of course, you can't deny the fact that cyber terror is one of the biggest challenges that India is facing, apart from cyber nationalism. But handling it by the mechanism of blocking is the most ineffective of all solutions, if any. And obviously, as a nation, we need to put our homework together. We have to find out how are we as a nation going to go ahead and cohesively deal with the challenge of cyber terrorism, rather than just blocking websites like archive.org and Vimeo on these pretexts.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Pavan Duggal, cyber expert, elucidating on how foolhardy this move of the government was. The government itself not saying anything right now. The BJP head the BJP cell head has come out and made a statement in a tweet. We're going to keep getting our viewers the very latest on that. With that, gentlemen, Shivaru and Duggal, thank you for joining us.